Good evening, everyone. So before we start, I hope I'm audible to each and every one of you. You can type in your comment whenever you face any difficulties, and then we can take care of that. I'll be looking at all your videos, all the comments, eventually after every 5 minutes. All right. So for today's lecture, we are going to study Arithmatico-Geometric progression, which is nothing but AGP, and we are going to discuss all its attributes, how it functions, and how to even solve that. Okay. All right. So let me introduce a bit about myself. I'm Anurag, and I've done my BTech from PIT Mishra. I've scored 99.992th percentile in the IIEEE exam, and we're going to discuss AGP, which is under a topic of sequence and series and CBSE class 11 maths. Alright, so we'll be starting. So I have a particular layout for the student strategy by which you need to follow so that you can better ace this topic and have a complete command over what needs to be done to score that dream score of 90 percentile. Okay, the very first thing what you need to do is you need to revise what has been done in the previous lectures. When I say so, there is a particular revision strategy which is much more scientific, authentic. That is, you need to revise on the first day, then on the third day, then on the first week, and then on the second week, and then on the first month. That's how you're going to revise any given topic. Okay, you're giving your brain enough time, enough gap to attain and comprehend that, and then again you're dwelling deeper so that that entire learning gets bolstered. Okay. Second is taking notes. Making notes during a lecture is an important task. Don't just listen to the video. You need to write each and everything. Maths cannot be overcome or cannot be championed if you only try to get a hang of it and try to gauge the topic just by listening to the videos. Keep your pen and paper ready. Okay. So third point is pause the video according to speed and comprehension. Please remember, students, that it's not a race. You need to understand the topic at hand, and then eventually you need to work its entire layout, how you need to move ahead. Fourth is draw graphs and diagrams clearly. Make sure you do that. If you do so, it will give you an edge over how to understand the topics at hand, and you will be able to connect with the question in a much more efficient manner. And I think by far this is the most important thing. That is, try to solve before I solve, or at least give a real shot at the question. Even if you don't get the correct answer, what really defines you at this point of time is how you approach that question. Because if you have the correct approach, half the battle is already won. So that's why I'm insisting on, and I cannot emphasize it enough, that you need to give a real shot at the question. If you do so, it will give you an unparalleled advantage over other students and your competitors, such that you'll have an idea how to venture into uncharted territories which you have never faced before, and how to command over questions which you haven't never seen. Right? And next is follow the courses regularly in the Unacademy platform. We came up with an intuitive way and how to make it in a more digestible yet effective manner of any topic you pick or choose. And then we can take care of the entire courses. Okay. And the last point is practice the questions. Your marks, what you want to achieve, is proportional to the practice which you do, and it is proportional to not only the quantity of the questions but also the quality of the questions which you're trying to solve. Okay. So that's the last point, but this is not the least point. You need to focus on all these things when it comes to a student strategy. Alright. So AGP, Arithmatico-Geometric progression, it comes under sequence and series. it comes under sequence and series, which holds under algebra, which you can clearly see has the highest weightage, that is 37 marks out of total 100 marks. So it is one of the most scoring and weighted topics to master, and which can give you the highest score possible. Any doubts so far? Alright guys, so these are the topics which you have covered under the Unacademy Plus classes. We have introduced the topic harmonic progression, Arithmatico-Geometric series, which we are going to delve deeper today. Okay, so what you need to understand is what's an AGP. An AGP is nothing but a series AGP is nothing but a series formula in which each term is formed by, so basically AGP is nothing but a sequence that has been derived by using the properties of an AP as well as a GP. That is, when we say a AP, let's say we have 1, 3, 5, 7, the terms are in AP. Hi Ravi. Ravi, put me your questions if you have any doubt. So let's say 1, 3, 5, 7, 9. So tell me what should be the next term? What should be the next term? Well, the next term is going to be 11, and how we reach there is, when we say it's an AP, that means we have a common difference, and a common difference is nothing but succeeding term, that is an, minus the preceding term. You can pick any term and you can find a common difference. So we can say D is equals to A2 minus A1. So A2 is 3 and A1 is 1. So 3 minus 1 equals 2. That's why we are going to get the common difference D. Am I audible? Ravi, all good? Alright. And when it comes to a GP, let's say in a GP, the terms are given as 1, x, x square, x cube. So tell me what should be the next term? Well, there's a common factor. A GP is nothing but when every term is multiplied by a unique common factor, which we'll call it as R. R is nothing but succeeding term, that is an, divided by the preceding term, that is an minus 1. You can pick any value. Let's say this is the first term, which is nothing but 1. This is the second term, which is nothing but x. So we'll say call it A2 by A1. From here what we have reached is A2 is x and A1 is 1. Therefore what we have found is the common factor is equals to x. Okay. Any doubts so far? So AGP, what's an AGP? AGP is nothing but a combination of an AP as well as a GP, okay, in which each term is formed by utilizing the properties of an AP as well as a GP. For example, any doubts so far? Now after that I'll be discussing the examples. Alright, so I'll explain that with an example. For example, let's say the terms are 1 plus 3x plus 5x square plus 7x cube and so on and so forth. Okay, so notice the terms are in AP, that is 1, 3, 5, 7, 9 and 11, and then they have also the terms of a GP, that is 1, x square, x cube, and then x to the power 4 till so on and so forth. So that's how an AGP is devised. That is, it has a property of an AP as well as the property of a GP. Okay, I'll do some examples. I'll do right away. I'll do one thing. I'll clear this slide out and then have an example. Okay, for example, let's say an AGP is given as one. We'll start with a different entity. We'll say 5x square plus 10x to the power 4 plus 15x to the power 6 plus 20x to the power 8 plus, Ravi, tell me what should be the next term? What would be the next term? नेक्स्ट टर्म क्या होगा बताइए, कमेंट इन योर आंसर. Focus on the terms which are given. Type in your answer. Uh, 25x to the power 20. The term of an AP is correct. I think there was a mistype. Okay, I'll explain Ravi. ध्यान दीजिएगा. देखो AP में क्या हो रहा है, AP में क्या क्या टर्म्स है हमारे पास. AP में we have 5, 10, 15, 20. So clearly know there is a clear pattern, that is every term is having an addition of 5. 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 plus 5 is 20. Therefore, the next term is going to be 25. That is 20 plus 5. Okay. That's how we find D. That is the common difference. D is nothing but succeeding term minus preceding term. So we can pick any. Two set of values, A2 minus A1. A2 is nothing but 10. 10 minus 5 is equals to 5. That's the common difference. Okay. That's how we'll reach 25. That is the term over here. Now, when it comes to GP, notice the pattern over here. When it comes to GP, we have x square, then we have x to the power 4, then we have x to the power 6, and then we have x to the power 8. So if you can clearly notice that common factor R is nothing but an, that is succeeding term by preceding term. Now what we can write is, we can pick any two values. So we have picked A2 by A1. So A2 is x to the power 4, and then x to the power 4 by x square, which is nothing but x square. So this guy over here is R, and this is D. Okay, everyone on the same page? Now what we'll do is, we'll try to substitute the values for the next term. So we have 25 into x to the power 10. This is going to be the next term. So that's how we identify any AGP. Okay, that is, it has a properties of both an AP as well as properties of a GP. AP is nothing but a sequence in which we have a unique constant difference which is called D, and in GP we have a unique constant multiplier which is called R. Okay, all good? Everyone on the same page? Give me a thumb. We'll do another example in which you need to get me the next term. Alright guys, I'll clear the screen out and then we'll be solving that question. So we have been given AGP as 4x cube plus 7x to the power 6 plus 10x to the power 9 plus 13x to the power 12. Now commenting the answer, what should be the next term? (16x to the power 15). Perfect Ravi, that's what we meant. So how we solve this is, for the people who have a doubt, just go through it and just go through what I am explaining. So for AP, the terms which we have given are 4, 7, 10, 13, and then we need to find the next term. Over here we can see that D is nothing but a common difference. So D is equal to succeeding term minus preceding term. So if you pick the two terms, that is, let's say we picked A2 and A1, so A2 minus A1 is nothing but 7 minus 4 is equal to 3, and 3 is the value of D, that is common difference. So the next term is going to be 16 over here. Okay, now when it comes to GP, what we have been given is x to the power 3, next we have x to the power 6, next we have x to the power 9, and then we have x to the power 12. Alright, now what we need to do is we need to find the next term. So over here we clearly know that a common factor has a formula of succeeding term by preceding term. So we'll pick two values, the first term and the second term. So we have x to the power 6 by x to the power 3. From here we'll reach x to the power 3. Thus the next term is going to be x to the power 15. So if we combine these two entities, we'll get a clear value, that is 16 into x to the power 15. So that's the entire logic behind an AGP. That is, the terms are formed by utilizing both the properties of an AP as well as the properties of a GP. Okay, everyone at the same page? Give me a thumbs up. You have a doubt? रवि कहीं डाउट है आपको? D minus 3, answer is 2. Ravi, you had a doubt? Type in your comment and then we can take care of your doubt as well. Okay, perfect. Now we know the entire nomenclature of an AGP. Okay, now what you need to do is you need to find the sum of. Now tell me one thing. You need to find the sum of the series. There is a particular pattern, and you need to find the sum of this entire series. So I'll give you 1 minute of time, and then after that I'll be explaining how we need to approach this question. Can we go to the next topic? Ravi, we will go eventually. I just want to make sure that everyone is on the same page. Alright, I'll explain now. So in the question we have been given as 4 minus 9x plus 16x square minus 25x cube plus 36x to the power minus 49x to the power 5. So clearly there is a certain pattern which has been following in the sum. So we need to find the summation. We need to find the summation of 4 minus 9x plus 16x square minus 25x cube plus 36x to the power 4 minus 49x to the power 5. Then plus, tell me what's the next term? What should be the next term? Let me type in your answer. 64x to the power 6. Perfect. Perfect. So how we reached here over here is we saw that the terms given have a unique pattern. It's not an AP, but we have a unique pattern, that is we have a square of the given terms, that is 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49 and then 64. From here what we can deduce is it's a square of the numbers. The terms given here are square of natural numbers, square of natural numbers. Now what we'll do is we'll find, so that's how we got 64, that is, it is nothing but square of 8. Next term would be equal to 81, it's nothing but square of 9. Okay, now for here comes the interesting part. And when it comes to GP, what we have noticed is we have 1, then we have minus x, then we have x square, then we have minus x cube. Okay, so when it comes to finding the value of r is nothing but succeeding term by preceding term. So an by an minus 1, we can pick, let's say this is the first term and this is the second term. So we'll pick minus x by 1. So from here we'll get the common difference, the common factor is nothing but r. Any doubts so far? All good? Am I waiting for your answers? Okay, so tell me what should be the next term after this. After this, what should be the next term? Type in your answer. The next term after this. after the term, after 64x to the power 6, after 64x to the power 6, what should be the next term? After 64x to the power 6, you need to get me the next term. After 64x to the power 6, what should be the next term in the series, in the entire series? (81x to the power 7). No, no, no. It's not the correct answer. It's not the correct answer. Focus more. Focus whether you have got the terms correctly or not. Notice that we have an alternate positive, negative, positive, negative. Apart from that, the common factor r has a value of minus x. Now focus and tell me the correct answer. I know you are very much near to it. So the correct answer is going to be minus 81 into x to the power 7. Notice we have a strict pattern, that is, for all the odd numbers of x, all the odd powers of x, we have a negative sign, and for all the even numbers of x, for x square x to the power 4, we have a positive sign. So if we have x to the power 7, that means we must be having a negative sign. That's a pattern which is being followed in the series. Okay, perfect guys. So what we need to do is we need to find the sum of this entire series. I'll write that down. I'll clear this cloud. So far all good. We found the entire series. We found how we need to find the next consecutive terms, and it has a strict pattern, and it's basically a formulation of an AP as well as an GP. Alright, I'll clear this slide out. So we need to find summation. So summation of 4 minus 9x plus 16x square minus 25x cube plus 36x to the power 4 minus 49x to the power 5 plus 64x to the power 6 and so on. Okay, now what we'll do is we got that r, that is nothing but a common factor, r's value is minus x. That's what we have achieved so far. Now what we'll do is we'll assume this first entity, first dynamics, as equation 1. We'll assume this as equation 1. Okay, now what we'll do is we'll generate a new equation. We'll call it equation 2, and equation 2 is nothing but multiplication of equation 1 by this unique factor called r. Okay, so summation sx, that is equation 2, if you have multiplied by minus x, what would happen is, and then we'll push each of the values one step ahead. So we have minus 4x, then we have 9x square, then we have minus 16x cube, then we have plus 25x to the power 4, then we have minus 36x to the power 5. All good so far? Hello Roshan, Good to see you. Now this is the second equation. Okay guys, this is the second equation, this is the first equation. So we have this as first equation. What we did is we generated a second equation by multiplying the first equation by a common factor, and the common factor has a value called minus x, which we reduced from the GP, and then we multiplied s by x, and then we moved it one place ahead. So we have multiplied by 4 from minus x, so we got minus 4x. We multiplied minus 9x multiplied by minus x, we got positive 9x square. We multiplied 16x square multiplied by minus x, we got minus 16x cube. Then we multiplied minus 25x cube into minus x, we got 25x to the power 4. Now what we'll do is, over here, we'll subtract, this is the third step which you need to focus. We'll subtract 2 from 1. Okay, we'll subtract 2 from 1. So on the left hand side, what we'll achieve is s minus sx. Okay, but for this guy, in the right hand side, so far all good? Hello Roshan, all good? Give me a smiley face or a thumbs up. Till the point of LHS, we are at the same page. Alright, so now we'll subtract second from 1. Okay, so 4 would get reduced, and then we have minus 9x minus of minus 4x. Okay, then we have 16x square minus 9x square. Okay, then we have minus 25x cube minus of minus 16x cube. So that's how the entire series would come in picture. So from here we can reduce as 4 minus 9x minus of minus 4x would be positive, so it would be equal to minus 5x. Now 16x square minus 9x square would be nothing but 7x square, and then minus 25 minus of minus 16 is plus, so it would be equal to minus 9x cube. Notice there's a unique pattern what is happening over here. S will take s common as 1 minus x in the left hand side. In the right hand side we have another AGP. We'll call this as equation 3. We'll call this as equation 3. All good so far? Now if you notice clearly, if you can clearly see that equation 3 is also forming an AGP, in which the equation 3 is also forming an AGP in which the terms are, the terms of an AP are 5, 7, 9. So tell me what should be the next term over here. Ravi, I want an answer from you. And in GP we have minus x square, then we have minus x cube, it's 11, perfect. So from here we can deduce that equation 3 is also forming an AGP. It's also forming an AGP in which the common difference d is 2, as well as the value of common factor r is nothing but minus x. Now we'll do one thing again. we'll start. So far all good? Give me a smiley. Perfect, perfect. Now we'll do one thing. So we got equation 3 as an AGP, and we know how we need to solve an AGP. That is, first, okay, we know how to solve an AGP. That is, we'll create an equation 4, and to create an equation 4 we need to multiply the first equation, that is equation 3. We'll create equation 4, and to create that we'll multiply that equation 3rd by the common factor r, and over here in the third equation also r's value is equals to minus x. So what we can write is s into 1 minus x multiplied by minus x. We will multiply the entire units by the common factor r, and we'll create equation 4 from equation 3, and then we'll subtract equation 3rd from 4th. Okay, I think it should be 3 minus 4 once, my bad. Yeah, it's going to be 3 minus 4. So what we got is, we'll multiply 4 by minus x, we'll got minus 4x, plus we'll multiply minus 5x by minus x, so it would be 5x square. Then we'll be having 7x square multiplied by minus x would be equal to minus 7x cube, and then we have minus 9x cube multiplied by minus x would be nothing but plus 9x to the power 4. So this is equation 4. All good so far? Perfect, perfect. Now what we'll do is, we are going to subtract 4, we are going to subtract the 4th equation from the 3rd equation. From here what we can deduce is, s into 1 minus x we can take common from both the sides. So s into 1 minus x multiplied by 1 from the first place, and common minus x on the left hand side. This is what we will get on the left hand side. We have taken common s into 1 minus x from the left hand side. So we'll have 1 s into 1 minus x multiplied by 1, and then minus x from the 4th equation on the left hand side. From here what will reach is s into 1 minus x whole square. Everyone on the same page so far? Give me a thumbs up. This is for the left hand side which you have solved so far. Okay, perfect, perfect. So this is on the left hand side, s into 1 minus x ka whole square. I'll clear this out. So I can write this as s into 1 minus x whole square on the left hand side. Now on the right hand side, notice what interesting thing is going to happen. Okay, from the third equation we'll use 4 as it is. Now we can write minus 5x, then minus of minus 4x. Okay, then we can write 7x square from the third equation, then subtraction of 5x square from the third equation, then minus 9x cube, then we need to subtract minus of minus 7x cube from the fourth equation. Okay, so I'm going to reduce the entire equation from here. So what we can achieve is 4 plus, and the other terms would obviously be there. So 4 would get, I'll use a different ink. So we'll have reduced the entire equation to 4. Minus 5x minus of minus 4x would be nothing but plus 4x. So it's going to be minus x. Then we have 7x square minus 5x square. It's nothing but 2x square. Then we have minus 9x cube, minus of minus 7x cube is plus, so we have minus 2x cube. So the next term would be equal to 2x to the power 4 and so on and so forth. Everyone at the same page so far? Ravi, aaya yahan tak? If you have any doubts, comment on it and I can explain right away, because after this things are going to get tricky. So I want everyone to be on the same page so far. Give me a thumbs up once you have got everything, Ravi. And others, if you have any doubt, just put a comment and then we can take care of that part as well. If you want, I can explain the entire logic again, how we have solved the entire equation. No, so I'm on the same page. Perfect, Ravi. I'll do a quick review of what we have done. Okay. So we took S, that is the first equation. Then we found R, which is nothing but a common factor, which is we found as minus x. Then we found the second equation. It is found by multiplying the first equation by R. And then, so we got Sx. Then this is the second equation. Then we did a subtraction of second equation from the first equation. From here we solved the entire equation and we got the third equation. And we found that this is also in an AGP. Then we reduced the fourth equation. We got it by multiplying it again by R. Over here the value of R is equals to minus x in the third equation. And then we reduced the fourth equation. After that we subtracted 4 from third equation, realizing s into 1 minus x square, and thus the final resolution tends down to 4 minus x square plus 2x square minus 2x cube plus 2x to the power 4. Okay. Now we can see how we are going to solve this. So from here what we have achieved is 4 minus x 2x square minus 2x cube plus 2x to the power 4 minus 2x to the power 5. Over here we can clearly realize that this is a GP in which the value of A is going to be 2x square and the value of R is equal to minus x. So for any GP, the summation formula is summation of n terms of a GP is A into 1 minus R to the power n upon 1 minus R. Okay. Now, and if the terms are smaller, then the value of R to the power n would be equal to 0. From here we can deduce the summation of n infinite terms would be equal to A into A upon 1 minus R. So we'll substitute the values. The value of A is going to be 2x square and the value of R is going to be minus x. From here we can reduce 2x square plus 1 plus x. That's the RHS in the simplest form of a GP. Everyone at the same page? Give me a thumbs up, Ravi, once you are. Perfect. Perfect, Ravi. So that's how we have solved this entire equation. So what we have found is s into 1 plus x whole square is equals to 4 minus x plus 2x square upon 1 plus x. Okay, now we can cross multiply and then we'll get the final value of s, which is nothing but 4 plus 3x plus x square upon 1 plus x cube. Okay, so that's how we need to find summation of an AGP, which is nothing but a property, which is a series that has been created by using the properties of an AP as well as a GP. All good? I'll do a quick review of how we need to simplify an AGP. There's a quick solution which you can actually apply by utilizing the formulas, but I want you to understand the logic behind the entire reasoning so that you don't get stuck on the formulas. You're not dependent on the formulas. All good, Ravi? Give me a thumbs up. Perfect, 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 Ravi. All right. So this is actually the sum to infinity as well as sum of n terms of an arithmetico-geometric series, in which you can insert directly the values and can directly get the answers. But I don't want to focus more on formulas. I want to understand the logic by which we have solved it. So what we have done is, first, the very first step, this is the formula which you can take a screenshot as well as you can have it pasted if you need a quick answer. After this, I'll explain you the entire logic of how we need to solve an AGP. Alright, I'll clear all ink on the slide. Okay. I'm going to clear this entire slide out. We'll do one thing. I'll clear all the ink on this slide. Okay, so how we need to solve an AGP is, you need to first identify whether the terms are in AGP or not. So how we need to find it's an AGP or not, you need to make sure that the terms are created by using properties of an AP as well as properties of an AGP. Then this is the first step, that is, you need to find whether the terms are given in an AGP, that is, it has the properties of an AP as well as the terms are created using a GP. Second, the second step says that in the AP you need to find the common difference, which is nothing but the succeeding term minus preceding term. Okay, and parallelly you need to find in the GP, you need to find the common difference, which is nothing but R, and it is nothing but the succeeding term by the preceding term. Next, the third step says that from the first equation you need to create a second equation. From the first summation you need to create a second summation, which is nothing but the first equation multiplied by R, and this R is nothing but a common factor that has been derived from the GP. Okay, the first step says you need to subtract second equation from the first equation, and the fifth step says you need to reduce the entire formula, entire sequence to a GP, and then you need to finally solve it. That's the entire step-by-step process which you need to follow to solve an AGP, the summation of an AGP. Okay, so the very first step says you need to verify whether the given terms are in an AGP or not. So how will you verify this? Try to see whether the properties, the terms, the elements that has been created has the properties of an AP as well as the properties of an AGP. Then the second step says that you need to find the common difference. To find a common difference of an AP, you need to find the difference of the succeeding term minus the preceding term. Then when it comes to a GP, you need to find a common factor. To find the common factor, we divide the succeeding term by a preceding term. After that, you need to create a second equation from the first equation. The third step says that you need to create a second equation from the first equation, and to do so, you need to multiply the first equation by a common factor r. Okay. Notice on tricky questions, usually r can take a value of minus x also. It can take negative values also. So make sure when you create the second equation, you keep these factors in mind. Now the fourth step says you need to subtract second from 1 and then reduce the entire sequence to a GP. Okay. So an AGP, and then you need to solve the entire equation. So an AGP can be solved by using the properties of an AP as well as properties of an AGP, and then the summation formula of a GP of an infinite series. That's how you are going to solve this entire question. All good so far? Ravi, give me a thumbs up. Perfect, perfect, Ravi. And this is the final formula which you need to imply to get an answer in a quicker fashion, but I'll focus more on getting the steps right, because a lot of things can go wrong if you apply the formulas. Okay. So this is a homework for you guys. For all the people, this is the homework. You need to find whether the terms, sum of the series up to n terms, and then you need to find what's the correct answer. You need to first verify whether the given terms is an AGP or not, and if it is, then what's the correct answer. That's a homework. Alright. So I think that's all from my side for this class. Do you have any doubts? Alright, so I'll explain the last section, that is, these are the ever applicable tips to maximize your score. I know you want to achieve that 90 percentile and the 90% figure to ace this particular topic. So make sure that you take notes of an important formula. Alright. Second is do regular practice of numericals. Once you are done with the lecture, just make sure that you solve the entire question on your own, understand it, the bits of it, the logic we have implemented, the reasoning which we have applied, and then you need to reach the solution end to end without looking back at the question again or the solution again. If you can do so, that means you have understood the entire concept of an AGP. Okay. And third is ensure that every doubt is cleared, even if it's the dumbest. Don't worry about a doubt. If you're having a doubt, that means you're pushing and you're trying to learn new things. And if you're getting a doubt, that means that's a good sign. But make sure that your doubt is cleared. Okay. Fourth is have a planned timetable. When you want to ace any particular topic, you need to have a planned timetable. Also, do not follow and solve more number books. Please, students, don't do so, because doing so would only create chaos. Rather, choose an authentic and credible book and solve it thoroughly. You can start with NCERT. It's one of the greatest books and available in the academic section. And you can start from a basic book which you feel is of your level and eventually go on a higher level. Okay. Also, Students अक्सर ये गलती करते हैं that they start comparing how far they have reached. So please don't do so, because do not compare your journey from others. Everyone has their own speed and comprehension as well as grasping strength. So you need to work on that, and you need to respect your comprehension and your intelligence. Okay, so do not compare your journey from others. Also, study hours needs to be regulated. ऐसा ना हो कि किसी दिन आप 6 घंटे पढ़ रहे हो, किसी दिन 1 घंटे पढ़ रहे हो. It should be consistent all across every day. So put your questions in the comment section and we'll discuss, no matter how trivial the doubt is. Also, you can learn from India's top CBSE educators. You can use the referral code on Unacademy Plus. The courses for CBSE would be run throughout the year, and together you and me will be reaching that 90 percentile figure which you want to achieve. It would take huge hard work as well as dedication required, but together we'll achieve that 90 percentile figure. And I teach on Unacademy Plus with multiple students, with making topics so interesting and intuitive that you won't feel that this is part of an academia. Alright? Any doubts, Ravi? All good? Perfect, guys. So that's all from my side. Have a great day. Stay safe, stay indoors, and keep hustling. See you on Unacademy.